gorgeous Highland. It's just got just enough peat in it, smokiness in it, and maybe some coastal characteristics. Very, very interesting whiskey. New distillery. We're going to talk about it in detail in just a second. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to Love-A-Dram, Scottish whiskey evangelism. Here we celebrate the finest beverage on the planet, single malt Scottish whiskey. Wouldn't you love a dram?
Hey, welcome to Love-A-Dram. And this week we are very excited to be able to present Ardnamurchan. And this is part of the core line. It's the AD series. There's a lot of different expressions of this from different vattings that they've produced over the years. But the AD is part of the core line of whiskeys that they produce. Ardnamurchan is a really interesting distillery. It is the farthest western distillery on the British Isles mainland, located on the Ardnamurchan Peninsula, which is just north of the Isle of Mull, and kind of close to where Nicknean is up there. It's out in the boonies, and beautiful, beautiful location right on the headlands that's just sticks right out into the water, into the Atlantic Ocean. This distillery was established in 2014, so it's a relatively new distillery, and it's fascinating to see some of the expressions that are coming out. This AD is part of the core line, as I mentioned. It is a non-age statement whiskey. We don't know how old it is, but given that they started in 2014, we can kind of guess. It's not that old, but it is absolutely fantastic. One of the things that I really like about Ardnamurchan is that they use a combination of different malts. They use about half peated and half unpeated malt to make their whiskey. And they peat the malt to around 30 to 35 parts per million. So it's not super strong, it's just right in the very nice range. And then they use a mixture of different barrels of different casks of different ex-bourbon barrels, ex-sherry barrel casks. So those are provide lots of really rich flavors and results in an absolutely delightful whiskey. Not all peat comes from Islay, right? So there's peat that's located all over, and depends on where that peat is located as to what the flavors that it brings. And in this case, really nice, like smoked sausage, kind of smoked meat kind of flavors. So it tastes like a barbecue whiskey. On the nose, really caramel, beautiful caramel. That's probably from the bourbon barrel, time in the bourbon barrel. And there's also some interesting fruit notes on there too, including kind of almost like an old orange peel, like one that's gone off a little bit. It's kind of weird, but it's neat in the complex of the different aromas. On the tongue. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is smoky, it's sweet, it's got some cereal notes to it. It's just an absolute sweet, smoky pastry. It's fantastic. It's really, really well balanced, and there's a nice full mouthfeel to it. And even the nice lingering smokiness, not ashy, but a smokiness to it that's just fantastic, and it delivers wonderful, wonderful flavor experiences. So one of the cool things, and this will really appeal to any of the whiskey nerds out there, myself included, is that Ardnamurchan was the first, if not the first, they were one of the first, certainly, to use blockchain technology and make that data available to the consumer. So the cool thing is, on the back of every single bottle of Ardnamurchan that they produce, there is a QR code, one of those funny little codes with the squiggles things on it. And when you take a picture of it with your camera on your phone, you get linked to their website, and it will tell you everything about that specific bottle. And there's so much detailed information in it. When I pull up this on for this particular bottle, this one is the AD/07.21 04. But the great thing is when you look this up, you can see it was bottled by Jess Hamilton on the 23rd of July in 2001. If you go down deeper, you can find all the information about the makeup of every single detail about this whiskey, including the barley, which is Concerto from Broomhill Farm. It even tells you the field, Bruce Field. I guess that field belonged to Bruce. And so, I mean, this really gets into the weeds of data, and it's gorgeous. There's a 76-hour fermentation, the still operator, and then you get into the cask types that they use, and it's an amazing, mixture of ex-bourbon, American sherry oak, as well as European sherry oak, and just a fantastic mixture of all these different casks that you can see that go into making up this fantastic whiskey. So for those that are curious and want to learn more about their products, I absolutely love this. It's so often very difficult to find out real information about what's in the bottle and what makes that up. And if you're a passionate whiskey enthusiast like I am and consider myself to be, it's just, it's kind of frustrating sometimes when you just get marketing lingo. And this is a fantastic way to get right through that, and everybody can tell exactly what's in that bottle, who made it, what color socks they had on that day. I mean, it has a lot of information on there. So this is our whiskey of the week. This is